Hey, Allison Verhalen here with AV Writing Services, and today I want to talk about what are your goals for 2021? What are your content goals? How are you going to create marketing content, publish it on a schedule, make sure that it's showing up in online searches, it's showing up where your audience is online? How are you going to accomplish that? So I have a few resolutions that I think you should make for 2021 regarding your content. It's resolution time. We all hear about this time of year. I know a lot of them focus around health. People have resolved to eat better. Maybe they're detoxing from overindulging from the holidays. I know I am. Maybe they're resolving to exercise more. Whatever it might be, that's something that we hear a lot this year, which is great. But I also think we need to have resolutions around our business and specifically around our content marketing. I'm a content marketer. That should come as no surprise because I don't want to say it comes easily for me, but it is something that I enjoy doing, and it's not hard for me to set aside time and say I'm gonna use this time here to create a calendar, to do some research, to write a blog post for the coming week or month or whatever it might be. That's something that I enjoy doing. That's not the case for everyone. A lot of people really struggle to write their blog posts, and there can be a number of different reasons for that. But if that's something, if this is resonating with you, if that's something that you really struggle with, I have a few resolutions that I think you should be making this year. And number one is actually to go back to those health resolutions and make sure that you're just taking good care of yourself. I don't care about your weight. I don't care about your pant size, but make sure you're eating at least one salad per day, at least go for a walk. You don't have to run a marathon. You don't have to resolve to finish a triathlon in 2021. I don't care about any of that, but do just basically take care of yourself. Get some movement in, try to get some fresh air. I know that's hard with this pandemic and everything, but if you can, just go outside for a walk around your apartment or your house if you have to, do the stairs, and get some fruits and veggies in you, because that's gonna help keep you healthier. And if you're a small business owner, you know that when you get sick, your business comes to a grinding halt. You can't do anything. I know I hate getting sick for that reason, and I often push through and don't rest when I should probably just rest and take a break because I can't afford to not work, right? So if you take care of yourself, you can get ahead of the game and get plenty of sleep. That's a big one that a lot of business owners and Americans in general are not big on getting enough sleep. It's like we view it as a waste of time. It is not a waste of time. Your body absolutely needs that time to process, to kind of get through the crud that's in your brain, that's in your body, and help get rid of it so that you can wake up refreshed, more focused. I know when I get enough sleep, I perform so much better the next day. If I try to cut back on my sleep in order to get more done, I end up getting less done the next day. Either I have to take the next day off, or I take off part of the day, or I sleep in, or something. But trying to cut out sleep to get more done just never ends up working for me. So sleep, fruits and veggies, and movement of some type are the big ones for every year, really. But if you don't already do that, I'd say start with that in 2021. So next up is create a calendar, right? And the beginning of the year is a great time to do this. I think a big problem with a lot of people who don't have a consistent content strategy, who don't publish the blog posts regularly, who are not consistently active on social media, is because they don't schedule that time, right? They don't have a schedule for these are the days and times that my blog post is going to come out. This is when I'm going to publish it. They just don't do it, and then they don't show up consistently, and their audience is kind of confused about when to expect content from them if they're really serious about their business. Google is also a little bit confused. Google loves that consistency, and Google loves more content, because the more content you create, the better idea Google can get of what your website is all about, and that can help you increase your authority, your expertise, and your trustworthiness, which is super important for your ability to show up in those online searches, for convincing Google that you do have what their users are looking for. So create a calendar, and right now, like I said, is a great time to do that. Look ahead to some of the holidays that are coming this year, and I don't mean just the big ones, like we got Valentine's Day coming up. I already see that stuff, hearts and everything, popping up in the stores. Even it's only January, it's only the first week of January and they're already popping up. But Valentine's Day is obviously a big one, but think of some of the smaller holidays as well. If your target audience is a Star Wars fan, or if they're Trekkies and there are some holidays around that that you can work into your content, absolutely keep track of that. If you have an anniversary coming up, if this is the first year, 5th year, 10th year that you've been in business, whatever, celebrate it, make an announcement, let them know that you're super excited to have been in business for this long and how far you've come and where you want to go in the future. Those are all great things to blog about. So take a look at the calendar right now and figure out what's realistic for you, what is the schedule that you can actually consistently create content around, and then also what are those holidays that are coming up that you can create content around so you can get some extra visibility around those times of the year. So next up is to schedule time to write. So that's another big thing that I think a lot of people miss, right? And especially small business owners, if you don't want to get something, if you don't want to write your blog post, if you're one of those people who just hates writing, or you're blocked and you just don't want to face it right now, so you do other stuff instead to procrastinate writing about your blog, as a small business owner, there is always something else to do, right? We all know this, that you can always do other kinds of marketing or networking or have coffee with a friend and tell yourself that you're networking, and when really you're just avoiding writing your blog post and or doing other stuff for your business. So set aside that time to write. Once you have your schedule and you know when you're going to be publishing your blog posts, you need to know when you need to be writing it so that you can research it, write it, edit it, format it, and get it up and published when you say you're going to. That is huge. So set aside a time every week, every month, every day, even if that's your thing, where you are writing. It does not have to be every day. I do talk to a lot of people who feel like it needs to be every day. It does not need to be every day. I write for my blog post once a week. I set aside the time. I go, I need this much time to research and write this blog post. This is what I'm doing this afternoon, right? So set aside that time, find a time that works for you, know how much time you need to set aside. I know it's different for everyone. I know I can bang out 500 words in like 45 minutes if I'm really focused, but for other people it takes them 2 hours, right? So just know how long it's going to take you and be realistic about it and set aside that time. It really helps if you work at the same time of day and in the same place every time you sit down to write, because that really trains your brain that like right now we are here to write. This is what we are doing. So that's really going to help you get focused. So that is it. Those are my tips, my resolutions that I think you should have. If you have any other resolutions, if you think I missed something, feel free to let me know in the comments. You can always find me and other tips like this at avwritingservices.com. If you have any questions, you want to reach out to me directly, you can do that at info@avwritingservices.com. Thanks so much. Have a great week and happy blogging.